Hey, little twerp, give me a stuff. Not good yet, friends come too sick, what the hell? Hey everyone, welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we did Monika's Ascension quest, and this time we're heading back to the city for the last of our Ascension quests. Well, I mean, it's a side story technically, but Ascension quest, side story, same thing. Well, pretty sure we are, at least. We might have one more quest, but I think we're pretty much set for the side story Sena. Which means I should probably switch over to play as Sena. That just makes sense. Even though I've played as her a lot, Sena's also as a... Okay, yeah, it is. We'll just discuss Colony 15 first. Looks like the city's welcomed the Colony 15 refugees with open arms. Isn't that amazing? It's surprisingly adaptable, them lot. I wasn't sure they'd cause all sorts of trouble given half a chance. What do you call what's already happened, if not trouble? Guess we should be glad the city folk are so understanding. Oh, well, I hope that they weren't super antagonistic to begin with. Yeah, and it doesn't seem like they're even really that much, think that much in terms of friend or foe, allies, enemies, all that. It's almost like not thinking about stuff makes it easier to make friends. There might be something to that. Admittedly, it's a hard notion to put into practice under regular circumstances. Saying the Colony 15 lot secretly kinda awesome. As the first confessing colony to ever interact with the city, you can certainly call them trailblazers without a hint of irony. Okay, just don't say that when they can hear you, yeah? Knowing them, they'd get even more insufferable. Yeah, not wrong.
We should talk about this.
Pain in the ass. Sorry, something wrong? I guess I could tell you a lot. There's been negotiations about who from the Lost Numbers should be left stationed at the castle. Negotiations with the city? Yep, so they said it should be someone who can stay on good terms with Agnes. If there was anyone like that, we wouldn't be in this whole damn mess in the first place. Someone really worked up. Here's the kicker. We gotta keep it into one unit. Can you believe it? Bitch Queen strikes again. Well, let's just slow down for a moment. I know, why don't you help us out? Got nothing better to do, right? I would like you to rethink what you just said. Monika's calling us. Speak of the bitch queen. You don't reckon she was listening, do you? Monika, what's up? Hey, sorry to bother you. Something's come up and we need your help rather urgently. We want to retrieve the contents of the material storage warehouse, but there's been a difficulty. Material storage warehouse? The one that the Conservatives held? Well deduced, the very same. According to Garrett, he's not had the time to fetch it ever since the city shifted location. But I can't bear just leaving it all there. There's a lot of good stuff after all. I want to send an armory down that way, but there's a bunch of monsters around. I was hoping you could take out some of the ones in that area. Understood. Thanks in advance. You sure is good at dishing out orders. Come on then, let's get it over with. Come with us, Gondor. We'll be fine by ourselves. I need something to take my anger out on. You're gonna have to put up with me. Just keep track of what you're punching, eh? Let's start off. Side story Sena. Can pop on out of our... What?
Right then, should we get a move on?
Actually, we're gonna wash up first.
Can we maybe train?
No.
Okay, good as new.
Although Gondor's getting ready to. She was doing some shadow boxing.
Right then, should we get a move on?
But we're getting all nice and prim and proper. And let's go. I don't know. Anytime, the Great Sword in general just feels like a very nice, feels like a very good, nice sunset.
You want us to wipe all these out?
Oh, come on, whatever. I was hoping they wouldn't aggro right away, but oh well. Nothing much doing. We're just gonna wait up for everything to recharge before we pop in a Raging Force. Nothing too difficult. I mean, we are very high level for this. This is not a group of tough enemies either. I mean, Rogals can be a little bit tedious. They're not the worst enemy in the world by any means. Gatling Effect can be pretty damaging, but that's really it.
Yep, job's a good one.
Seems a bit slapdash if you ask me. But it'll do. Enough to keep it secure at least. Noah, you can tell the city.
Will do. did it! I'm a candidate!
What rank?
Huh? Rank?
What place were you? They must have said.
I ranked 8th place.
A reserve, then?
But in the 3rd test, there were 100 people.
Only 6 of us can become Ouroboros. If you aren't one of those 6, you may as well be dead last. We are one of the 6 houses. The Reed family honor is at stake. And Vandam?
Huh?
The Vandam girl, Gondor.
Gondor was 1st place.
Wow. Those bloody upstarts at it again. How could we lose to those nobodies? Every generation up until your father, bless his soul, made the main team. If only dear Titania were still alive. Some legacy this is.
Congrats, Lamb. As of today, you're officially a fully fledged Mobius comrade.
I became Mobius.
You can play to your heart's content. The fun starts here, eh? You get a fresh start. Forget about your old self.
So I get to do whatever I want.
You want to be someone, right? Not some kind of phony. The real deal.
Don't you have any originality?
You can be. You've just got to destroy the faker. See?
The faker.
Come on now. Be true to yourself.
I know who it is. The faker.
Guess that's our ride.
They're late as hell. Could have got here in half the time. Let's go meet them.
Well, simple enough, I guess. Just head on board the Levinus. I mentioned many times before that this is my favorite Ascension quest, probably my favorite quest in the game, period. And a lot of it has to do with the focus on Shania. I've mentioned before that Shania is one of my favorite villains. She's probably my favorite villain in this game, one of my favorite in all of fiction, but I'll get into that in future episodes, I think.
Would you quit copying me? You're not even good with those things. Too heavy for ya. Your sister's gun. You don't need that, ditch it. That's not where your talents lie.
I tried ditching it. I would have if I could. Long ago. Contour.
And you verified that.
What's wrong?
Mobius. But how would they know where... What?
What's happened?
Oh!
Gondor!
It's Mobius. They attacked the city.
Mobius did? For real?
The perpetrator was Shania.
How's that possible? I mean, we saw her die.
Well, it happened before with Yoren. Spark it. So she's joined their ranks.
Shania. Sena. I knew it. I saw this coming. And still, I couldn't. Sena, you want to see this through, don't you? Oh, Mimi. We've got your back, okay? Come on, let's go. I have to do this. I swear. I'll settle this. On my life. It will be done.
Forget the cargo. Get us to the city.
Mom!
Gondor, take us with you.
Sena, you sure?
She's Mobius, right? Then we've got to go with you.
This is Shania. You up to it?
A friend of ours became Mobius too.
But still, we came to terms with that.
Never knew. Real tough cookies, ain't ya?
Speak for yourself, as hard as nails.
You can still back out. Last chance.
No, it's fine. I'll do this.
All right then. Move it! Get your asses on board and let's hustle!
Shania, eh?
I didn't know. She had a rough time of it.
That kid. She was always trying to please her mum. No, trying to live up to her mum's expectations. Thing is, sometimes life deals you a shitty hand. We were all desperate. Should have seen the crap I went through. This ain't a sympathy vote, though.
You're so strong. More than me.
That doesn't even factor. It's your attitude that matters.
I hate to break it to you, but that's being strong.
I was born with a gift, and I'm using it as all.
And if you hadn't been born with it?
You see the problem now? Anything?
Sorry, Mom. Nothing for the past half hour.
So we were overwhelmed.
Don't you think it's strange, though?
Hmm?
We've already covered so much ground, but it's been dead silent.
That's a point. If they've already overthrown the city, why haven't we met any resistance?
No.
Huh?
This is what she wants. She's biding her time, waiting. Ready to give us a piece of her mind, I'll bet.
What's with... No one's moving.
Mia, is this?
It has to be. Though I've never seen this power before.
You think it's Shania?
You know where to go?
Over there.
like a Lucky 7 also works as a metal detector, basically. But it's a real creepy sight, to be honest.
Still warm.
Hey, guys! They're still alive!
Are you certain?
Looks like she's right.
Indeed. Their vitals seem to be fine.
I can see them breathing, very faintly.
Perhaps there's still time. Hurry!
It breaks my heart to see the city in this state.
If we just defeat Mobius, stuff will go back to normal, right?
Getting late. We should find somewhere to rest.
How about we don't, though? Yeah, like, I mean, seeing everyone just suspended in time and, you know, still alive. Like, honestly, anything where it's like the
Hey, this one means business.
like you're still alive but can't move. Like, that's honestly a terrifying thought to have. You know, being out there, being a you know, again, it's spoopy, very spoopy. Oh, well, oh, it doesn't die. Neat.
That was spectacular.
You know what? I'm actually going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to go on to hard for this fight. I mean, I'm also going to be fighting Shania. And at least the automatons are still up. So apparently they're marked as enemies.
It's right down this way. Hurry.
I love this quest so much. Getting to see the city like this. Again, everything with Shania, this quest is so good. But I'll get more into it probably when we first get into Origin.
Mother! You got to her too.
Shania. What do you think, Gondor? Isn't it a work of art? Shania.
Did you do this? Tell me!
Being Mobius. It's just incredible.
Excuse me?
I have control. Just look, I can freeze everything in its place. Humans and objects. Exactly like a painting on a canvas.
That's it. That's why you made everyone stop.
I even have the power to stop the very flow of air itself. What do you think might happen if I do that?
You dare.
It's a real sight to behold, eh, Gondor? I could almost paint it right now.
What the hell are you doing this for? What are you after?
You're asking that now? You know why, Gondor. I want to tear it all down. This city, and you lot too. And then I'll repaint it all in my own hue. A nice red will do. A vivid blood red.
Shania.
That's right, you just keep on glaring. Enjoy cursing your own helplessness.
Can't move.
Noah!
Yeah.
You can't beat us. We've been through far worse than this. You've got to set these people free. Shania!
Just like what you did at the castle. Huh? Oh, you Ouroboros really are infuriating little weevils.
And yet, you spent how long trying to be one? What happened to your dream?
Like hell. I said I want it gone. It all belongs in the garbage. Your life, this world.
If you hate it so much, if you really hate this world, why aren't you trying to tear it down yourself? Change it with your own hands.
I told you, I'll wreck every last thing.
You can do it differently. There's still a way you can change. And that way, the world will fall away by itself. It'll all change.
You've got it easy, Sena. Bet life's been cushy for you. Get off your high horse.
You've got it all wrong. All I'm trying to say is...
I'm not the same as you. We're nothing alike.
And that's why you became Mobius? Afraid it was a waste of effort. You're still nowhere near our equal.
What?
Couldn't live up to House Vandom, could ya? Yeah, we were gifted. House Reed couldn't hold a candle to us.
So, you admit it then?
If that's what you want to think, then bring it. I'll show you what's different once you get a taste of my fists. Or are you gonna wimp out? Lose this one, and you won't have anywhere left to call home.
Gondor?
The reason that I like Shania so much is, to me at least, she's a very relatable villain. Again, I'll get more into depth with this at a later point, but yeah. So that is... I like how lands got paused. That's fun, at least. But Mobius Shackle is a completely unique debuff to this Mobius S fight, where all of us are completely paused. Recharge is paused. Everything is paused. But yeah, Shania to me is a pretty relatable villain. Again, like I said, I'll get into more details with it at a later point, but still. As for Shania herself, she is a fascinating character to me because, I mean, we can see that she's someone who, I mean, a lot of expectations put on her by other people, by herself, and in the end, like she said at the, not initially, but one of the first cutscenes with her and Sena, they are very similar characters. Really, Shania could have ended up like Sena, Sena could have ended up like Shania. Both of them are people who, like, don't feel as talented as others. We've seen before with Sena how she is, she's someone who's really trying, who really tries to emulate Mio especially. So, and you have the times where Shania is trying to emulate Gondor. So you get this dichotomy of characters who, they're very similar but it's just, they go about making it through what they go through these hardships, and they find out, alright, what can, and they really work on trying to figure out how to word this exactly, but it's two characters that could have ended up very similar to each other, but they have different support systems in place, I guess. I mean, Mio, of course, is very supportive of Sena, and I mean, not that Gondor necessarily isn't, but it's a different kind of support from the part of Gondor, as opposed to Mio. But you get... I really do like Mobius Shocker, by the way. I love the effect of it. But, like, because Shania, her family didn't really like her. Her family didn't approve of her in many ways. Meanwhile, and you had Gondor, who's very tough love kind of person. Someone who is very abrasive, very, you know, she's someone who is incredibly difficult to deal with, and it's not someone that Sena really vibed with, for lack of better terms. Like, I mean, again, Gondor, not necessarily that she isn't a supportive person, that she wasn't a supportive friend, but, because, I mean, she even admitted early on that she and Sena were friends since the cradle. You know, they've been friends their entire lives, and Gondor admits that, but the way of Gondor's friendship wasn't a way that worked for Shania. Meanwhile, with Sena, you have someone who, you know, maybe in opposite ways, also might not exactly be someone who helps Sena out to her fullest. Not that, again, Sena still ends up fine. She ends up being this, you know, she ends up being Ouroboros, something that Shania always wanted. It's very difficult to have the two quite similar names, but I mean, again, I love this duality between the characters. I've seen people complain about this quest being essentially a second Ascension quest for Gondor, and I kinda get it. Gondor is a very big focus of it, but the way I see it is, again, Shania says it very early on. Sena and Shania are the same, but they manage to resolve their issues differently. They manage to take care of everything differently. And in the end, it leads to Shania falling down a path where I thought the game crashed for a moment. It ends up leading Shania down a path where she wants to destroy everything rather than fix everything. She doesn't want to change the world. She wants it destroyed. And that's really kind of the main way that the two are different, Sena and Shania. Sena knows that, yeah, the world is screwed up, but how can I fix it? Meanwhile, Shania, she wants to rewrite everything. So, again, they're very similar sides of the same coin between them. And that's why I never have any problems with how this quest really is. Everyone is paused. Okay, Tiny's the first one on pause, but you have these, you know, again, I love this quest so much. And again, Sena is for sure my favorite minor antagonist in any game. And she's probably up there with one of my favorite antagonists in general. Because I find it very reasonable how she comes to every conclusion that she does. I don't think it's that big of a step in logic for why she would join Mobius, for why she would betray the city. Because, in her mind, what has the city ever done for her? All they've done is, you know, they've put unreasonable expectations on her, they've made sure that everything in her life has basically been a living hell, and it's made it so that she's not happy with anything in her life. But again, I'll get more into Shania at a later point.
I can't lose this! If I screw this one up, there's no place for me left in this world! How do you still not get the message?
How did I...
I'm Mobius. Gondor. I did it. I really became Mobius. Thought I told you. Your calling, it isn't this stuff. Oh, didn't know you could paint like that. No, this isn't. Come on, show me some more. Ooh. Hey, this is your dad, right? Ha, and this one's my stinky old man, eh? It looks just like him. You're bloody good. But why them? 'Cause I want to be like them someday. Protecting the city. Everyone looking up to me. That your dream? Not sure you need to be worrying about something like that. Huh? They're just a bunch of old bogies. Just be true to yourself. Bet none of those farts could make art like this. This should be your calling.
Same as with Yoren.
You're saying that now? No one, not even once, has ever expected that from me. You sure about that? 'Cause I know someone. You were wanted.
Is that Titania's gun, Shania?
Yeah. She's not around anymore. I have to do what I can.
Shania, put it down.
Huh?
Put the gun down.
Okay.
Wouldn't you prefer something a little more like this?
Huh? But...
Daddy just wants to see his daughter enjoying doing the things she loves the most.
Papa.
Go on.
Hey. You hate it, right? Your name? Why not ditch it? Like that's an option. Much as I whine about it, it makes me feel connected wherever I am. It's special because it's the name she gave me. Kinda the same as your talent. Sounds nice. I like it. Shania. We'll make that world. Ourselves. We'll make it real.
Oh, do stop. You're wasting your time with that.
Huh?
How much longer will you drag our family's name through the mud? So she met her end as our Mobius. Please. What a pathetic child.
Say that again!
Monica, what now?
I thought maybe parents would be closer to their kids somehow. Like that warmth we felt would go on throughout their lives. I thought that might have been the answer we were looking for.
It's an illusion. It's a fact of life that the child is born of the parent. But that's all it is.
So everything that we're trying to achieve, is that an illusion too? It's all just a big lie?
Sena.
Whether it ends in a lie or not is up to you. We all have to crawl face down in the mud, believing we'll come out smiling.
Mother.
Table set, by the way.
Huh?
Let's fill up that tum.
Sun's nice. I like it.
You think Shania was able to smile?
Next time round, she'll be fine.
In my opinion, Side Story Sena is a perfect quest. I love this quest so goddamn much. We complete Side Story Sena. The city was attacked by Shania and now herself a Mobius. The last the party sees of her before she vanishes is her smile. That unlocks Sena's Ogre class to get to rank 20 and finishes her up. In addition, be true to yourself. Again, I adore Side Story Sena. It's, I think, a perfect story in itself. It's a perfect continuation of a story. It helps examine a character who I already thought was kind of interesting and makes her a very tragic character. This quest is perfect. But I gotta change tact. I'll definitely be talking about Shania and Side Story Sena more in the future because honestly, I could probably write an essay about this quest. It's so good. But right now we gotta get back into some gameplay things. So let's take a look over at the Ogre, Sena's class. At level 20, its multipliers are 0.8 HP, 1.20 attack, 0.25 heal, 1.0 dexterity, 0.85 agility, 20 physical defense, and 10 ether defense. As for your skills, you have Insult to Injury, which is extra damage to toppled enemies, 60, 70, 80, 135, and 150. It's a very big jump. Fury Smash will boost chance to inflict reactions, which is your... in this case, it's mostly blowdown and knockback, but I believe it does also work on your break, topple days, all that stuff. It is 10, 15, 25... 10, 15, 20, 30, and 45%, not percentage points. I believe this is one of the cases where it is actually incorrect. Either that, or maybe I'm incorrect. By the time I go over the very in-depth looks at the classes, I'll have made sure. Fighting Prowess is extra damage with your physical arts, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50, pretty normal progression there. And Dynamite Spirit will do extra damage when you are above 90% HP, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% extra. As for your arts, Big Impact inflicts blowdown when attacking. Jesus, the hammer is big. Inflicts blowdown when attacking from the front. Recharge of 10 to 9 at 10, 8 and 7. Power multiplier of 220, 255, 285, 325, and 375. Hammerhead is extra damage from the side, is always a 3-hit recharge. Side bonus of 100, 120 at 10, and 150 at 20. 110, 120, 130, 145, 165. Giant Swing inflicts knockback, 9 to 8 at 10, 7 and 6, 270, 300, 325, 360, 400. Cannonball is extra damage to dazed enemies, 8 to 7 at 10, 6 and 5, 100, 120, 150 bonus to dazed, 180, 210, 235, 270, and 310. Power multiplier and maximum voltage deals 20% extra damage, and you will make your attacks unblockable. Recharge of 12, 11, 10, 9, and 8. Pressure Drop is your talent art. It inflicts launch, 500, 540, 580, 640, and 700 for your multiplier. Going over to Sena as a character, she is the 2nd in HP, 1st in attack, 4th in healing, 6th in dexterity, and 3rd in agility. Going over her skills, Merciless Pummeling is a chance for extra damage on knockback and blowdown, 50 to 100. Extreme Pursuit is extra damage when attacking enemies during combos, which is your break, topple, daze, all that stuff. Is that. Utterly Crushing will negate guard with a chance to inflict break. I think this is just on arts. 50 to 100%. Yeah, it is definitely just on arts. Explosive Spirit will boost your own combo reactions. Your own combo reactions will boost damage dealt by a percentage up to 500, 30 to 50%. The rest of them are 200, aren't they? Okay, the rest of them are. Okay, some of them are up to 500. This one is one of those. As for your arts, we'll start off with Earth Crusher. Is a launch at level 3. Rank 3 launch, 240 to 315. Mortal Bullet, knockback and resist knockback and blowdown while using, 220 to 290. Dino Upper inflicts blowdown, 230 to 300. Flame Nova. Inflicts Blaze and it dodges while using, 150 to 195. Wing Smash inflicts, is a smash at level 3, 180 to 235. And Hellbound inflicts blowdown and physical defense down, which is 25% lower physical defense, 250 to 325. Your talent art is Hammer Revolution. It pierces and will inflict blowdown, 1,000 to 1,400. Her Ouroboros order is Big Bang Implosion, which will increase your damage ratio and pierces. Her base TP is 15, and her chain order is Bombshell Blitz, which has a chance to be unblockable during your chain attack, 60, 70, 80, 90, and a guaranteed. 2 words describe the Ogre, Unga Bunga. The Ogre just hits things very hard. Its attack multiplier is really big. I mean, 1.2 I think is tied for the best. And even if it doesn't hit that much, especially with Sena, it hits very bigly. A lot of its arts have some pretty high power multipliers. I mean, really, with the exception of Hammerhead is pretty low, but everything else above 200%. Everything gets up to around 300 or so. It's very strong in terms of its arts, and of course. A quick launch is also pretty nice. A quick, powerful launch as well. But the big thing is that this class just does a lot of damage. Making sure all of your most of the time you don't really have to worry about what type of art something is, whether it's physical or ether. This is a class where you definitely want to be focusing on physical, because you do that extra damage with physical thanks to fighting prowess. But But there is, I mean, this is a weird class. Knockback and Blowdown are pretty meh. They are less resisted than a lot of other things, so it can help you build up your reactions, especially with the reaction bonus, but it's not great. They're good at stunning enemies for a little bit at the very least, so yeah. Actually, I think they're... Well, okay, depending on the enemy. A lot of the toughest enemies are pretty resistant to being knocked back and blown down just because they're very big, but like, there's a lot of... Basic enemies are very much not resistant to it. I just noticed the bottom of the screen moving. Interesting. Anyways. Sena, she is also pretty unga bunga. She's inaccurate, but hits very hard, and she can actually tank pretty well thanks to her being second highest in HP. She's a bit on the bulky side, not as bulky as Lance, but can end up being a bit better of a tank at times thanks to dealing damage, just because of a lot of aggro has to deal with damage. Her Ouroboros is pretty nice if you have people to break and topple, because she does have both launch and smash. Blowdown, knockback, they are pretty inconsistent, I would say. Again, the Ogre is a pretty simple class, and Sena is a great character, and I think that's what really matters. But, with all that done, that will do it for this time. Next time, we'll explore around the world, make sure we have everything taken care of, dot all our I's, cross all our T's, and take care of everything all over the world before we head on to Origin. But until then, see you guys later!